Hello and welcome to Luna and Ember Studios. Today I'm going to show you how I make dust covers for handmade candles using my Cricut machine. I'm going to walk you through the process of how I use Design Space to make dust covers. And I could brand them too. You don't have to. First you need to open Design Space. I am choosing a circle. You will go to the bottom and you will choose from shapes. Here you see I'm going to choose a circle, and then I'm going to make that circle the size I want it, which is 2.5 inches in this case. I do that by going down to edit, and now I put in my dimensions, 2.5 inches. Now that I have it the size that I want it, I want to add a little tab. We're going back down to the shapes and we're going to choose the pennant shape. I'm going to resize this. In this case, I'm kind of eyeballing it. And then I'm going to put it where I want it. And I'm going to find the perfect place to put it and get it angled right. Once I get those two shapes together and everything angled the way I want it, I'm going to highlight both shapes. And then I'm going to go down to Actions. And from Actions, you will choose Combine. And now you just weld them. Choose Weld and then choose Done. And it will weld together and you'll have one shape. Okay, so now I'm going to change the color of this shape. And again, I'm going to go down to Edit. Okay, and I'm choosing the color that I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with a light tan because the paper that I'm actually printing these on will be that shade. Alright, I went with a khaki. Now that I have my khaki color, again, now we're going to go down to Shapes. And we're going to choose another shape. Right now, we're trying to get a circle or a shape for the middle of our dust cover to accommodate our wick. In this case, I'd like to accommodate either a cotton wick or a wood wick. So my wicks are 1/2 inch, so I'm going to go a little bigger than 1/2 inch just in case I'm off by a hair, and I'm going to center that. First, I need to get the perfect size and shape, and I needed to get it placed where I want it placed, right in the center of the circle. Right here, you'll notice that a pink line would come up. That's so I could get it centered. If you go down to Settings and choose Smart Guides and turn that on, that will make sure you're centered, or whatever you want in the center of a shape is centered. Okay, now we're going to highlight both of those shapes and we're going to go down to Actions. You will click Slice and that will clip away what you need to have an open space for your wick. Then you will go to Layers and you'll delete those 2 layers. And now you have your canvas to make your dust cover. You could start branding now if you want. You could just stop here and have them cut out and put them over your candles. So now I'll be adding my logo by uploading. I have a file that I made on Procreate. I take the background out. It's actually out because I saved them as PNG with the background out. So it's just my logo with no background. I could actually make a video on that too, but I wanted to just keep this about Cricut today. So then I'm resizing my logo so it fits on this 2.5 inch round. And I do that by going down to Edit, and then I edit it like I showed earlier. And then I go and I make another layer. You could go down to Text You go into text and you make your own layers, and you could name your candle. You could even put your own name of your company, or you could put even whatever for a wedding. You could do a lot with this. So as you see here, I am pulling all the layers together, creating some text, using whatever fonts I want to use, and you could use whatever fonts you want to use. And then I get it all put together the way I want it. And I have to go into the layers and choose that I want it to be print then cut, because this is all going to be printed in the end. Now, to get your text layers to be print then cut, you will go down to edit. Now you'll select right there where the circle is, and you'll go into the colors and go up to the top where it says basic cut, and you'll choose print then cut. And you'll do that for all the layers you want to print and cut. Or just print, I mean. The bottom layer you just want to leave as cut. I like where my logo, my text, and everything is. So now I'm going to move forward, take a look at it, and now I'm going to create a little shape. I just want it there for decoration. To make this circle outline, I'm going to, again, go down to shapes, and I'm going to make a circle that's just a little bit smaller than my circle that I'm using now. And now I'm going to make another circle. And I'm going to make that one a little bit smaller than the original circle I just made. I'm going to get those away from my design so I don't move any of that around on accident. And then I'm going to get them right on top of each other, center them. So it's like a perfect circle outline. When I get them both where I want them, I will select them both in layers, and then I will go down to action, and I will slice it just like we did earlier with the wick hole. Go into layers and delete the layers you do not want and keep the outside circle that you do want. So again, I just place it where I want it. And of course, I will center it. I will select that layer, edit it, make sure it's print then cut, and the color that I want, and there you go. Now that I have the design I want, I'm actually going to duplicate this because I have other flavors I want to make dust covers for. Greenhouse, succulent, vanilla, and so on. So I'm going to duplicate it, but you don't have to do that. And then I'm going to show you how to flatten that so you can now print and cut it. I'll show you how to print and cut, or I'm going to show you how to save the file so you can print and cut and go to Staples and have them print it with a better printer, and then you could come home and cut it. So now what you'll do is you'll go into your layers and you will select all of the layers, including the bottom layer, but they should all be print then cut, and the bottom layer will be basic cut. And you will go down to the bottom and you will choose to flatten it. As you can see, it flattens. You highlight all the layers that you want to combine into that one print and cut layer, and then when you hit flatten, all of those layers become one, and that's your project. Your dust cover is done. Now, for good measure, I'm going to go up to the top and save it. And just so I don't lose it, I'll save it to my cloud. So after I save it, I'm going to show you now how I'm going to print it or save it as a file that I could print outside or just save it for another date. You will go up to the green button in the right hand corner and choose Make It, and this little screen will pop up. In this case, I want to fill the entire page with my little dust covers. The most I could get on this page is 6. Okay, I'm almost there, and now I have my project set up with 6 dust covers on one page, and I'm going to hit Make It. And when I hit make it, this screen comes up, and I have all 6. Now you'll hit next, and it will bring you to the next screen. Now this screen will come up, and you will want to choose send to printer. Now another screen will come up, and you will choose this little square on the top next to print, and you'll save to files. Save it the way you want. Now at this point, you've pretty much completed the project. You could save it, or you could continue to print it and then go cut it on your machine. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. I'm going to try to go to Staples and see if they'll print it better than my regular printer. I have an inkjet. I really need a laser printer. Okay, there you have it. It's a printed dust cover, and you could do different styles, you could do different shapes. But this is the basic of how I make a dust cover for my product and brand it. If you have any questions or you need any help, feel free to ask me in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to try to help you. Have a great day and happy branding. You can also check the description because I've put a link in there right to the file that I worked on, and there will be an empty one that you could use as a template. Thank you.